And we can get started. So hi, I am Zach Corlison. I'm the editor for Kubernetes. Jared, who has run this meeting in the past, has asked me to start running this meeting. So I apologize. This is my first time running this meeting, so if this recording somehow goes into the void, I apologize, and we'll do better next week. So let's begin with our agenda. Do we have any new attendees this week? Everybody looks pretty familiar so far. No new attendees? All right. Happy news. We have 2 new SIG Docs maintainers, Jennifer Rondeau and myself. If the process of becoming a maintainer is something that you're curious about, please ask either Jennifer or myself. We can both speak pretty knowledgeably about it. So functionally, what this means is that we have a little more power in the repo to move things around in potentially dangerous ways. But we have promised to use our powers for good. All right, moving on to our agenda. Steve, there's an item for giving people analytics access. Do you want to take that over?
Sure. We have 6 people now from this SIG have analytics access, and I submitted those in a batch to Nate Karchner at the Linux Foundation. He's the one who can grant access. So going forward, any individuals who'd like to have access can contact Nate Karchner directly, and I think his email address is a little lower down in the meeting notes there. That's about it for that.
Let's see. I'm sorry, I have to back up a moment. Do we have someone who is willing to take notes? No one's diving on the grenade? All right, I will. All right, so thank you, Steve. Again, for Google Analytics access, contact Nate Karchner, address available further down in the SIG Docs meeting notes. All right, moving on to Luke for Doctor review for common diagram assets. Is Luke with us? I do not see him.
Yeah, I don't see him either.
Okay, moving on. Repo labels. So Jared and I took a look at the labels for issues and PRs that we have in the repository. There are 144 of them. It's too many. It's a cumbersome process. They don't, outside of a very small handful that see regular use, it's a clutter. So what I will be doing over the next week or two, what I'll be doing over the next week is going through and paring down that list significantly to the list of labels that actually reflect our process. I will be working in an issue, proposing a list of things to of labels to remove, and getting some community consensus around that. So I have learned the hard way from past experience that removing a label from the repo means it is gone forever. So I would rather get consensus and make sure that that's something that's transparent to everyone before fully taking action on it. So if you are interested in that, send me a message on Slack or just watch the PR log in the repo, and you'll see an issue for label removal coming up soon. Next issue. So after Friday of next week, I will be out on vacation for 2 weeks. I have already made arrangements. Radhika, a new community member who attended last week, has already volunteered to handle issue triage while I'm out, and we did a practice run of issue triage this week, and she did great. So, Radhika will be doing issue triage for the next 2 weeks. But I'll be back on September 5th, Tuesday, September 5th. So through then, Radhika will be handling issue triage.
Is Radhika also doing PR triage?
We haven't talked about that yet. I wanted to talk with Andrew first. Do you have any thoughts, Andrew, about working with another reviewer, another PR reviewer for 2 weeks? I know that the review process can be I don't know, a little fast and impromptu.
Well, Radhika's also been here for a week.
Yeah.
So there's also that. Do we want somebody who's been here for a week pressing all the buttons?
Right.
Merge, everything's all good.
Well, Radhika might not be the best choice for PR review. That said, it would be awesome to have another person reviewing PRs that have been submitted. The work itself is fairly straightforward, PR review. There's just a lot of it.
So I realize that I'm new to actually working, steadily at this level in the repo, but this is something I'd been meaning to ask Andrew about anyway, especially now that I'm a maintainer. So I would be willing to take on that work if you think that my level of experience is appropriate. I've dealt with this kind of triage before, although not in this particular environment.
Yeah, like in the past couple of days, we've got a huge wave of PRs, and most of them are like typos and stuff.
I've noticed.
Yeah, people from the Chinese translation team as they're translating things. So like those are, I think, more straightforward. And so, yeah, if you'd like to volunteer, I'd be happy to assign a bunch of them to you.
It seems like there's the sheer volume at that level. I've been looking at them and thinking, oh my goodness, I really should step in and offer to help because this is just crazy. So
because I've been keeping them down below like 40, and then all of a sudden, just in the past, like since the weekend, I think it flared up. Now it's like 130 something.
Yeah.
Even last night, there were like 23 opened between like 7 p.m. and 11 p.m. So,
I didn't even look this morning. I had to get other work done.
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
they're probably in, in the China time zone. One of them.
Sure.
Should the process just be, you take a look at the list and start working through those, or should it be Andrew? Like you mentioned that you would assign it to Jennifer. Does that make sense?
So
yeah.
No, go ahead, Andrew.
Well, so my plan had been like that Zach and myself would do the triage and then assign things accordingly. But that was before I realized we could hit these potential waves of 30 or 40 a day. So we could add people to maintainers to the list of auto assignment, and then it would randomly assign people and should automatically split things up evenly. So that's one option if people would like that, but it's sort of a long-term thing. So
I'll chip in on this, given that we have this big wave of typo kind of thing. I think, for typos, anybody who's looking at a typo and can take the 2 minutes right there to merge it, just do it and get it out of there.
That's also something I would be able to help you if you need more people.
Great, Abigail. Thanks. And then, even if you can just give the docs LGTM, and then if you yourself are not able to merge, then just CC me or something, and then I can do the quick merge, and that'll still save me the time of having to actually look through it and review it.
Absolutely. So I think then what I'm hearing is that Andrew and I will remain just the two of us on the auto assignment list for now. Am I hearing that correctly? And then others can come in and work through the list of open PRs and review them as needed.
Well, you're going to be on vacation for the next 2 weeks, right? So does auto assigning to you make sense?
Well, so what will happen? It's okay. That's a good question.
So maybe I should explain the auto assignment. Actually, it's not that hard to change. Like in the root directory, there's an owners file, and that is where it looks. So it's actually not that hard to make these changes. Right now, you'll see there's just Zach and myself under reviewers. So we could, add people even temporarily or remove them. So like I could remove Zach from that file like while he's gone and then add him back. And then if anyone wants to sort of help fill in, I could put them in temporarily.
Something that would notify me would help. A pull model is going to be hard for me to manage. A push model will work a lot better. I have time to do this, but I also have a lot of other things on my plate. So it's just a number of different things and making sure that I know where I'm needed.
Maybe
I'm guessing I'm not alone. So
yeah, like would just like looking at the repo like an hour, like half hour each morning.
I can do it myself too. I mean, I can set up a reminder.
Yeah, Andrew, like it seems like 50-50 auto sign works for both you and Zach, but when we add more people, how does that scale? Should we just add? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. What's your question?
It's pure speculation. I'd rather hear your facts than my speculation.
So like whoever's in this list of reviewers in the owners file, it will just randomly assign it. So it should break out evenly. So right now it's like 50-50, but if you just add more people, it will divide it evenly. So we could, doesn't really matter how long the list is.
And it really is, it's very straightforward to change. It's sort of a trivial, like one-line addition of a GitHub username.
Let's just give it a shot, and if it doesn't work, we can roll stuff back.
Okay. So who would like to be added? Okay, so Steve, Jennifer, did you want to be added? Okay, and then Cody, and then Abigail.
Do you have to be a maintainer to be able to review things?
No, but you do need to at least be a collaborator in order to assign things like looks good to me. Although, is it possible to do to like perform reviews without?
I've reviewed some stuff for 1.7 in the past, but I think it was usually Andrew would put his LGTM on top of mine, so it would actually do something.
I feel like even just having a review, like when a maintainer or a collaborator comes to an issue and seeing that it's already been reviewed by somebody on our list is helpful. It means it cuts down the amount of the amount of review effort that goes into that. So if it works, I'm certainly willing to do it.
Okay, yeah. I mean, I'd be open to reviewing things. I just don't know if putting my name on the reviewers list will actually help very much.
I don't know, Andrew. What do you think?
I think so. I mean, we can always try it. I don't want to waste too much time here, but we can always try it. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't work.
Let's try it. We'll move on and see how that goes. All right, excellent. Okay, so everybody who volunteered to...
Jessica, aren't you pretty close to getting the SIG Docs maintainer status too?
I haven't had as much time to make any more PRs last week. I'll try to get some in this week.
Okay.
And then I'll submit an application for that.
Yep.
I suspect that I also got fast-tracked because I'm working on the release notes for 1.8 because it was Caleb who added me.
Wait, are you working on the release notes for 1.8 or is Radhika working on the release notes?
Radhika and I are well, I'm following Radhika's lead, but we're working on it together. I know, from 0 to 2 in
It's open source. We are collaborating.
It's all right. I'm sure it'll double the speed at which we make decisions.
You mean kind of like that 10x dev thing? Yeah, we'll try not to let it be like that.
Great. All right, so moving on. We have an additional agenda item. Steve, you want to talk about the process for taking an issue?
Yeah, sure. So I think the way to do this, to keep it simple, is just if you're not a maintainer and you want to take an issue, just put a comment in the issue that says, Steve Perry, Andrew, I will work on this issue. And then we will spot that, and we can then we can make you a outside collaborator with read access that will allow us to assign the issue to you. And then we can go in and move in the project page, we can move the issue from the large project or small project over into the in progress column.
So if you are, if you would like to work on an issue in the Docs repo, contact Steve Perry or Andrew with their GitHub usernames in the meeting notes, and let them know that you want to work on that issue, and you'll have the appropriate permissions given to you.
Yeah, and the only thing that permission will give you is it will give us the ability to assign the issue to you. Okay, and that's an improvement over not even having that.
Excellent.
Okay.
Right. Any further? Do we have any additional agenda items? Hearing none. All right. Just to review again, do we have any? Do we have anybody who's this is their first time at this meeting? Any new attendees? Stephen Augustus, welcome.
Hey, how's it going?
Good. Tell us a little bit about who you are and how you came to Kubernetes Docs.
Sure. So Stephen Augustus. I'm a field engineer at CoreOS. So just want to get more active in the Kubernetes community, and I figured that SIG Docs would be a nice start.
Awesome. Well, welcome.
Thank you. Thank you.
As you can hear from this meeting, there are plenty of opportunities to review PRs. Many ways to get involved. So cool. Welcome. If there are no more additional agenda items, going once, going twice. Done in 18 minutes. Excellent.
Damn, Zach, you should just take over from me. I'm sad you're going on vacation. We're going. So much more efficient. All right. Thanks.
Thanks, everybody. Take care.